Hey y'all, how are you? We want to show you what's happening in the garden. Not a whole lot. This is the garden that needed to have the soil amended, but we didn't want to give up hope on it. We went ahead and left the onions in there. We went ahead and pulled them today. They're very small. This is a purple. Very small, just like stewing onion size. We got a couple that were a little bigger. Those are of the yellow onions right here. They gotta be washed, of course. But we're gonna use them to go in like a pot of stew. I'm gonna clean them really good, get them peeled back and all of that. And we'll use those in stew. We did get a few purple onions. They're shallot size. Of course, we know what was the issue, but we did get a little bit that we can still use. It wasn't a total loss. Of course, they're not big, beautiful ones like we wanted, but it did produce something, even though they are very small. So I'll be cleaning those up. We did get a few little tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, off the vine right before we were watering. The captain is out watering and being his obnoxious self. Anyway, he's watering what's left of the tomatoes here. There's still a few here. These are the tomatoes that I showed you and told you that were not doing very well. They only had one or two on the vine. Of course, we know that it's the soil that's the issue and will be fixed for the fall garden. So we're just trying to let them finish off and get the few tomatoes that are there. We dug, well, on the potatoes that I had shown you. Here, let me come around this way. Say hello to the captain. These rows we didn't ever use because we knew the soil was bad by then, so they've grown up. We're going to re-till those. These rows were where the potatoes were, and as we knew they weren't going to produce, we started pulling up. But I did leave 2 half rows of potatoes here, and I pulled them up yesterday. We did get some stewing size potatoes, probably 25 potatoes out of that, just small, little small ones. So I went ahead and pulled them all, and what was rotted or ants, well, actually ants ate. I just left them out here to dry out. Then I'm gonna go ahead and pick them up, and then we're gonna re-till this soil and amend it with fertilizer, so it will be ready for a fall garden. So I'll show you. Those are the size of potatoes that came out yesterday. Some were a little bit bigger, but these ones ants had eaten, so I threw them there to just go ahead and dry out the rest of the way. So probably in the next week or so, we're going to till this all under again. I'm going to go through and weed it all out. Most of the little tomatoes over there, they're starting to turn red. We'll get those, and then we'll go ahead and pull those plants out, rework this whole garden, and amend the soil. The fruit trees over here are still doing well. We do have a little bit of okra coming up where he's spraying the water right now, and they seem to be doing okay there. But again, don't get frustrated with your gardens if you're not getting anything or whatever. Use it as a test so you know what to do better next time while you still have time to do it. Too many people just throw their hands up and say, I'm not doing it anymore because it didn't work. Well, now you know what's wrong with it, right? I want to show you something cool that did work. This is one of the elderberry bushes. Look at those flowers. Now right now you could take those flowers and dry them and use them for elderberry tea. But if you want the actual elderberries, then you need to leave the flowers so you get the berries. There's two. These two are my mom's, and then I have some bigger ones in pots that are full of flowers. I may take you over there and show you if I can avoid all the vehicles. We do have blackberries coming up here. They're red right now. They'll be ready pretty soon. Let's see. I'll walk you down on the ground so we don't get all the vehicles in there. But I'll talk as we walk. How many of you saw last night the meteor shower? I sat out here in the hayfield last night and watched the meteor shower, which was amazing, let me just tell you. Amazing! Because we don't have light pollution, they were just falling everywhere. Look at that butterfly bush. Anyway, I lost my mind. Look at this elderberry while I'm trying to find my mind again. The meteors were just flipping all over the place. There's another one. Look how tall that is. These ones are grown in pots, and they're doing way, way better than the ones we put in the ground. Oh, and look, the little Tabasco peppers are growing now. I haven't shown you those before. This is a rosemary. It's getting pretty big. Anyway, we'll go back out here to my golf cart. Speaking of my golf cart, I will have to tell you what the captain told me yesterday. He said, you need to go ride your golf cart because, you know, if it sits there, yeah, look at him laugh because he knows what he did to me yesterday. He said, he said, you need to go ride your golf cart because if it sits, you know, it'll start where it won't ride very good. You should go ride it. And I'm like, okay, I'm off today. I'm going to go ride it. So I got in it and I cranked it up and I was all excited about riding it. And just as I put my hand right there, you see there's a hole right there? Yeah, you know what came flying out of that? A big old red wasp who thought my hand was tasty lunch and stung me about 5 times in one place. And look, I'll even show you. Let's see if I can switch this around. Do you see how swollen that is? You might not can tell. But it's red and swollen and stings like crazy. So, well, you can't tell in comparison. I was going to compare it to the other hand, but you can't really tell on the camera. Anyway, so I went out to my medicinal herbs and collected a few things and made a poultice and got that sting out of there. So it feels much better now. But when somebody says it'll be fun, don't believe it. There's going to be wasps coming out and fly at you. But anyway, see, there's still lots of tomatoes. We're just waiting on them to ripen up, the ones that are still on here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take all of these plants out. This one right here, we're going to go ahead and till up. I have some fertilizer that we can put in there and go ahead and use. It's not a hot fertilizer. We're going to get some eggplant in there. Anyway, we're just going to rework this. Adapt and overcome. That's the way you do. And a trial and error now before there's no food on the shelf, and then we really have a problem. So as I say, anything in a container, anything that had fertilizer in it, is doing fantastic. Ooh, I should take you over and show you the lemon balm. Maybe if you want to walk with me again. We'll walk over here. Because you know I told you, if you don't know, lemon balm, for all of you who have anxiety, makes a great tea. Or you can make the oils with it. Now, I'm not a doctor. That's my disclaimer. I am not a doctor. This is what I do. Do it at your own risk. But look how much lemon balm is in there. That's just one container. Just one. It's loving it. So that's going to be for the teas. When I make the oils for Rose Hill Cottage, this is what we use. Our own. This is organic. We grow it ourselves here. See how lovely and healthy it is. All our mints for tea we grow also. The basil, the yarrow, stevia, fennel, chocolate mint, orange mint, regular mint. We have all of those, all organic for all the teas. I am making today from our organic roses. Guess what I'm making? Some rose oil. And also, besides the oil, I'm going to make rose water. I might have to show you how to do that. But anyway, I'm going to jump off here. I just wanted to show you a few things in the garden tonight. Show you successes, show you things that have to be reworked. Everything's a work in progress. Anyway, hope you did get to see the meteor shower last night. If you did, let me know in the comments where you're at. If you were in the city or out in the country, I myself sat in a hayfield out here and watched them. So magical, magical, magical. On the new moon, anyway. Anyway, I'm going to jump off here. I'll talk to you in the next video. Much love, everyone.